Hi, this is Sive Morten with the daily update on EuroFX. I post my exclusive market overviews with the key political and economical events, charts and important levels on the ForexPeaceArmy.com forums weekly. This short video is a response to rapidly changing situation on the currency markets and should help you to stay on top of the game and be profitable. I suggest you to visit ForexPeaceArmy.com forum and read my analysis for the week before watching this daily video.
Welcome everybody, guys. Let's take a look again on the euro currency. So you can see the changes here are minimal compared to the recent trading session despite the Fed statement. Nevertheless, the overall Fed statement has important meaning, important value, because, well, at the first glance they have kept everything the same. So they again talked about the 2% inflation target, that the economy should climb slightly above this target before Fed will take some action to hold the inflation. It's again relation to employment. So Fed would like to achieve the high employment and return back to the levels that was before pandemic has started. So they talked about maybe acceleration of the bond purchasing and so on. But in reality, they said very important thing. First of all, they have not provided any new supportive measure, any new liquidity, although they have said that the economy will remain accommodative and measures will be provided at the first necessity. But what's most important is that they have changed the overview, the outlook for economy of the United States. They said that growth and recovery will be faster than they have expected. For example, just to take a look at the gross domestic product numbers. Initially, they thought that the economy will contract for 6.5%. Now they said that will be contracted for the 3.7%. So the big difference. The same with employment. So initially they suggest it will be more than 8%, approximately 8.6. Now they talked about the 7.6. So Fed is aiming on the recovery of the employment, and they provide everything to do it as fast as possible. That is bullish sign for United States dollar. As a reviewing of the recovery pace, as standing in hold on with liquidity providing, so no new measures have been adopted by far. All the stuff was dollar supportive, and you can see the reaction. And I think that this reaction is a bit too small to the things that Powell has said. So actual reaction should be stronger. Well, maybe today Thursday, it will be Friday and weekend, maybe investors will just sleep with this, and next week the situation will change. But my suggestion is in the current condition and the new view on the economy, well, dollar could rise a bit more and retracement here could be deeper. We will see. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think that the things that Jerome Powell has said, it's it's significant. So when you hear that the economy will recover much faster and the hurt of the pandemic will be 2 times smaller, so I think that makes sense. That's just first reaction. Despite the first reaction, you can see that actually the growler that we have discussed has reached its target. So I congratulate everybody who have taken the short position based on this pattern yesterday. And again, with this situation, I attract your attention to what I said yesterday. Every time when you meet the Fed or any other external, let's call it as external driving factor that you can't control, it's really very tricky situation. And that just confirms that no growth has happened. This market just dropped. On the gold market as well, it was some dropping. Now, as you can see, price stands again at the same support that's already has been tested here. So 1767. This is minus 30% support area. From these lows to this top, 30%. Next support area will be a bit wide because it consists of the 1616 and 1688. So for a daily chart, it's a bit wide. We could call it confluence support, but well, anyway, this is, let's call it as the support cluster. It's around 1650. Somewhere in this area will be next major support area. On the 4-hour time frame chart, what we see, first of all, our ABC pattern that we discussed 2 days ago has been totally erased. This market has dropped even below the A point. Now it stands natural support, the fib support, and take a look with this larger ABC top. Market has completed the COP target. So here we could consider some bounce, but this bounce, if my suggestion is correct that dollar should grow a bit more and euro could drop more, this bounce should be very small. It should not be 618 from this area or even higher, return back to this top. Because here, guys, you could recognize something that looks like the hand drawers pattern. Well, we could accept some minor pullback here, maybe 30% of this drop, some fluctuation around the neckline, but then market should drop, continue to the 1660 approximately. This will be OP. That's, by the way, agrees with this area, stands right in the middle of this level somewhere. Well, on the hourly chart, we have breakout of our triangle. So here, by the way, was first sign because it was not able to proceed higher to the stop and it turns down. But anyway, that was real difficult to foresee as it was driven by the Fed. Here on the hourly chart, we could determine few interesting extensions. So first of all, here you could recognize the butterfly as well. As you can see, this left wing, right wing, market stands at 1618 extension, shows the pullback. But you could also see chain of the different butterflies. Here is some kind of you can see steep butterfly with the target 1708, 09, and 1652 again. And finally, you could even recognize here large one, right? So it could be because this lows probably stands. No, here we have the new lows. It's not applicable here. So that's a few extensions that you also could estimate. It's not quite the butterfly because it stands on the top. Usually the butterfly's buy stands on the bottom because it's reversal pattern. But this extension could provide also some support. So in the current circumstances, with the new background from the Fed, currently I would not consider taking the long position and at least for a few sessions and see what the market reaction will be on this statement. Besides, currently we do not have any clear bullish continuation patterns exist on the market. So we need to wait and see what will happen. If you would like to take the short position, well, you could consider here some fib levels maybe on this recent drop and think about taking the position, but be aware of the returning back in this consolidation to this level. That should not happen. So retracement should be very small. Because if this situation really stands as I just have described, so this is indeed some kind of a reversal type of action, well, upward action and erasing of this wholesale arm that have taken place yesterday, this will be not bearish, and we should not get it. So it will be some kind of tight consolidation here. That's acceptable. Well, that's actually all that we could say currently on the euro currency. On the cable, we were waiting for the same stuff. So if you remember, we are watching for risk confluence. It's not been quite reached. So here is my minor pullback stance on the cable. Well, that's good level for taking the long position. At least the first bounce should be significant. We just need to wait when the market will hit it and see what patterns will be formed there. So that's what we have currently on the Forex market.